Hi, my name is Alfred Jingwiro, and we're going to start a series of computer studies. Without wasting your time, let's start. In this lesson, we're going to look at the definition of the computer, hardware, software, data, and information. We'll start with the definition of the computer. What is a computer? A computer is an electronic device which processes data, stores data, and retrieves information in form of output. A computer is an electronic device which processes data, stores data, and retrieves information in form of output. This means that a computer is capable of processing data, storing data, and retrieving the information that you have stored in the computer. A computer is made up of two elements, which is hardware and software. So the combination of hardware and software make up a computer. In other ways, we can say without a software, a hardware cannot work, and without a hardware, a software cannot work. So when software and hardware combined, they make the computer to work properly. I'll give an example of a human being. A computer is like a human being. A human being has got a physical part, which is the body, and he has got something which we call mind, which is inside that we cannot see. So the physical part of the human being refers to the hardware in computers, and the mind refers to the softwares in computer. Since we are saying the computer is made of two elements, which is hardware and software. Now, what is hardware then? A hardware is any physical component of the computer that can be touched or seen, e.g. like a keyboard, a mouse, and monitor. These are common examples of computer hardware. Now, what is a software then? A software is a set of instructions that tells the computer what to do. A software is a set of instructions that tells the computer what to do. This means that a software, we cannot see a software, but we can only see things happening as we are thinking. We cannot see how we think, but we just are alive to say we have done this out of our mind. So that's how a computer also works. Data. Data is unprocessed information. What does it mean by unprocessed information? This means that data is something that you have just collected, but yet you have not given it a meaning. For example, we can write K. What does K represent to us? K doesn't represent anything, but if we can add 1, 0, 0, it gives a meaning, which is 100 kwacha. Okay? Then what is information? Information is when data has been processed and analyzed, they give out the information. So when data has been processed and analyzed, it gives out the information. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel or to call. The next lesson, we're going to look at the characteristics of the computer and the 3 basic operations of the computer. So make sure that you should watch the next episode. Thank you. God bless you. Okay, in the last lesson, we defined what a computer is. Now, in this lesson, we're going to look at the characteristics of the computer and the three basic operations of the computer. Now, we'll start with the characteristics of the computer. There are so many characteristics of the computer that we can mention here, but in our case, we are just going to mention a few. We are going to start with speed. What does it mean when we say a computer is speed? This means that a computer can process data very fast than any other machine that can be designed to perform the similar task. Then another characteristics of the computer is repetition. This means that a computer does not get bored, does not get tiredness. It can do 100 millions of operations. Then you can also learn 100 millions of the same operation, the same process. It never gets bored. Then we have got accuracy. A computer is accurate. What does it mean? A computer is very fast in terms of processing data, and it gives correct results. It does not miss, does not make mistakes unless a human being has made a mistake. So on its own does not make mistakes. That's why a computer is very accurate. Then lastly, we're going to look at self-operation. Since when you have filled in the instructions, the computer will carry on itself until it finishes whatever process is supposed to be done on the particular data you have given it. Now let's look at the three basic operations of the computer. Since the computer accepts data and processed it, then it gives out the result according to the instruction given. There are three stages that the computer passes through, which is one is input. What is input? Input is anything that you fit in a computer is called input. E.g., like when you are typing or when you are loading songs in a computer is called input. Then the computer is going to process it. Processing is something that we cannot see. Only the computer knows how it do. Then lastly is output. Output, it can be in many forms. It can be on a plain paper. For example, you were typing. After you finish typing, then you can print out the work. That is output. Or through the monitor, you can see it through the monitor. That is output. So that's why I gave you an example of a human being. Let's look at the way human being operates. When you are hungry, you want to eat. You take in food and drinks. In computer is input. Then when the food goes inside your belly, inside your stomach, something will happen which we call digestion will take place. In computer is processing. And then output. Output are the results which you are going to get after eating. Like you get energy, then at the end of the day you go to the toilet. So in computer is output. So this is how a computer operates. It's just like a human being. So when you think of input, you think of eating. When you think of processing, you think of digestion. When you think of output, you think of the energy that we are going to get after eating. In the last lessons, we discussed on the characteristics of the computer. Now, in this lesson, we are going to look at the limitations of the computer. As you know that a computer is able to do anything, but is there anything else that a computer cannot do? That's the question. The answer is yes. There are some things that a computer cannot do. Now, in this lesson, we are going to look at those things that a computer cannot do. So the computer has got so many limitations that we can mention, but in this case we are going to mention just a few. We are going to start with no self-intelligence. What does it mean when we say a computer has got no self-intelligence? This means that a computer is only able to do the instructions or the program that has been loaded in it. It has got no that option of adding its own ideas. So only the instructions that have been sent or that has been installed in it, those are the things which the computer is going to use. Another one is no power of learning. What does it mean when we say a computer has got no power of learning? This means that a computer is not like a human being. A human being is able to learn new things, but a computer cannot learn new things. It can only get the information or the instruction that a human being has prepared for it to run. So a computer has got no power of learning new things on its own. Unless a user has programmed something, then he can install it in that computer. Thirdly, no self-operation. What does it mean when you say a computer cannot operate itself? This means that a computer on its own, it cannot operate on its own. It needs a user, it needs you to give it instructions for it to operate or for it to run. On its own, it cannot start any program, it cannot do anything. So whatever work which has been done on a computer, it is being done by a user, it is being done by you. On its own cannot operate, cannot do anything. For more limitations of computers, you can contact us on the numbers below there. I've noticed one thing. Most of the time when you hear the word computer, what comes in your mind is personal computers like desktop, laptop. It's because most of the people in the market today, they are using this type of computers. But in actual sense, computer comes with different size of shapes that perform different functions. Now we're going to look at those different of computers. So mainly there are 4 types of computers. One is microcomputers. Microcomputers are most commonly used in the society today. Microcomputers can be used at school, in homes, even in business places. These microcomputers are called single-user computers. It is because only one person can use at a time. They are small in size. They are also called PC, personal computers. 2. Mini computers. Mini computers are used by multiple users. What does it mean by multiple users? This means that at a same time, 10, 30 or 40 people can use this type of computers. It's different from microcomputers where a single person can use. But in mini computers, it allows 10, 30 users to use at the same time. Mini computers are used in laboratories. 3. We have got mainframe computers. Mainframe computers are the largest in size, capable of handling and processing a very large amount of data, but at a quick stage, at a quick rate, at a quick level. Lastly, supercomputers. In this lesson, we are going to look at different types of personal computers. Have you ever asked yourself, what exactly is a personal computer? A personal computer can be a desktop, or a laptop, or a notepad, even tablets, even your cell phone, even calculators is a personal computer. Desktop computers are placed in a fixed location.
and the name has delivered as it is intended to be sitting on a top of a desk. A monitor, mouse, and a keyboard can be seen as part of a typical desktop computers. Desktop computers consume low power and cost effectively than a laptop computer. Let's look at a laptop computer. Laptops are similar to desktop computers in operations, but laptops are designed for mobile users. They are capable of operating on a battery power, and the battery can be charged with an internal power adapter. Laptops are expensive than desktops, so if you want to buy a laptop, you just budget it. If you can recall, in the first lesson of this series, we discussed that there are two elements that make up a computer, which is hardware and software. Now, in this lesson, we are going to look at parts of the computer and their functions. Mainly, there are four parts of a computer, which is a monitor. What exactly is a monitor? Monitor is a device which is used to display information. Keyboard. A keyboard is a device which is used to enter data and command into a computer. Mouse. Mouse is a pointing device which is used to put commands only. CPU, Central Processing Unit. CPU is the brain of the computer which controls the operation of a computer.